Antonio living. Our neighbors to the north, Canada. It's a very big place. So Michelle Newman trekked all over, and she's here to tell us all about it. So good to see you.
It's great to be here. I love Canada. That is the easiest place to travel to for an American. They love Americans. They take dollars. They're friendly folks. It's a safe destination, and they speak English.
Oh my goodness.
What else could you ask for,
right? It's fantastic. Now,
so go north.
I had no idea that you really went all over Canada. The entire place.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's start with Quebec City. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, well, I have to tell you, Quebec City is like really dear to my heart. It's one of my favorite destinations. Has a tremendous French influence, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger cruise destination, like the fall foliage cruises. I think your mom was just
She did just go on one, yes.
So, and that is the famous Fairmont Chateau Frontenac Hotel. It is the most photographed hotel in the world.
Beautiful.
And the thing about Quebec City is it's very European, very romantic, and it's like going to France without crossing the Atlantic.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Vancouver? I've actually been to Vancouver. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
I love Vancouver. Vancouver is a very cosmopolitan city. It's sophisticated. One of my favorite things in Vancouver is Granville Island, which you're looking at right now. They have a public market, which is a huge food hall with all kinds of regional Canadian specialties. And there's also an artist colony. You can see the artists at work in their studios and their galleries. This is a little water taxi that shuttles in and around Vancouver.
Okay.
And it takes you to Granville Island.
Now, what about Edmonton? Tell me a little bit about that. I'm not familiar with that, but this looks like a place I could do some damage.
Oh my gosh! This is the Edmonton Mall, and it is the largest mall in North America.
Okay.
It's gigantic. It's so big that when you go in, they hand you a map. It has a pirate ship, a full-size pirate ship, an indoor beach, an indoor water park, an amusement park, blacklight golfing, miniature golfing, and a terrific food court. The other thing that I love about Edmonton, it has the largest Ukrainian population outside of the Ukraine. So they have a terrific Ukrainian heritage cultural center there because the Ukrainians were offered free land in the 1880s to come to Canada because they were excellent, fabulous wheat farmers. And the Canadians, they wanted to develop a bread belt. So they invited the Ukrainians over and gave them free land, free farms to farm the area.
How long were you in Canada?
I've been there many, many times. I've been there too many times to mention. And if you look at my article today in the San Antonio Express News and at myessay.com, it's almost like a guidebook telling you what to do, what to see, where to go in Canada, across the entire province.
Okay, let's talk about Victoria. I took a trip there when I was a kid with my parents.
Don't you love it?
Bouchard Gardens. I had a chance to go there.
There you go.
Yes.
Bouchard Gardens, 55 acres of heaven and paradise. The thing about Victoria, it's very British, very, very, and a lot of heritage buildings. It has the oldest Chinatown in Canada.
Really?
Yes. And you also have the Inner Harbor, which you're looking at right there, and that is the famous Fairmont Empress Hotel where Barbra Streisand and all the celebrities and royalty go and have afternoon tea there.
Really?
It's the ultimate afternoon tea.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about Winnipeg.
Winnipeg is really full of surprises. It's like you have to expect the unexpected there. This is what you're looking at right now is a recreated 19th century fort called Fort Gibraltar in Edmonton, and in Winnipeg, and it's in the St. Boniface area, which is a large French community. And these are voyageurs, and these were the gallant, rugged Frenchmen who were in the fur trade, and they were handsome and ladies loved them. And they were the fur traders, and they were the fur transporters. And Canada was built on fur because they used the fur for the beavers' hats for the men until it went out of fashion. So Canada was built on fur. And this is a lovely First Nation lady she did all of that elaborate beadwork herself.
It's beautiful.
And this was at the powwow, Manitou Abbey, which is one of the largest powwows in Canada, where you have a grand entry and you have dancing, etc. And they compete for serious prize money.
Wow. All right. I saw your picture of a lobster roll from New Brunswick,
yes.
and I was like, oh my gosh, I've had had one of those. It looked absolutely amazing. That is something that you have to have.
Yes, well, you know, in New Brunswick, Shediac, New Brunswick, is the world's lobster capital, because throughout New Brunswick you have these quaint, picturesque fishing villages, and it's so charming and so pretty and so serene, and the food is divine.
And then what's this a picture of?
Well, New Brunswick is an interesting mixture in their province. They speak English and they speak French, and this is the British influence, and this is a military drill in Fredericton, which is the capital. And the interesting thing about New Brunswick is that they celebrate both of these heritage, and the American colonists escaped in the American Revolution, and they're called the Loyalists, and they went up to New Brunswick because they did not want to become part of America. They wanted to remain loyal to the king, so they went to Canada.
Very interesting. I feel like a trip to Canada is in order. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Let's go north.
I love it. The entire article, you guys can read it on My Essay. If you don't get the paper, go to the website. It is there with more great pictures and great information. And of course, if you've got questions, you can follow Michelle on Twitter. She is the Travel Yenta, Michelle Newman. All right, still to come on Santa.